My name is Rosie and I feel extremely awkward. I've been wanting to do this for a really long time, but I hadn't thought about how awkward I would actually feel sitting in front of the camera talking to no one. But I'm just going to push past it, just going to push past the awkwardness. Okay, so I should say first and foremost, I don't intend for this to be a story time kind of YouTube channel because I honestly don't think I have that many good stories, but I am going to start off with one only because this is my one good story that I can tell, and I feel like it perfectly encompasses how I'm just the worst. I'm the absolute worst, and this story will show you that it was even worse a couple years ago. Okay, so I'm gonna get straight into it. This is the story of the first time that I ever got out of my mind, crazily vomiting all over the place drunk. I am gonna prelude by saying I'm not advertising this kind of behaviour. I'm not saying that it's acceptable. It is just what happened, and it's my most embarrassing story that I have. And ironically, I tell it all the time. So, to set the scene, this was when I was in year 10 going into year 11, so the summer in between year 10 and year 11. So, for anyone who doesn't live in New Zealand, which I imagine would be most people, I think for you, it would be 10th grade or 11th grade? Anyway, so I was 15, had never been drunk before, and I was going down to the waterfront, close to where I live, to watch the fireworks for New Year's Eve. So we were going down, it was like a big group of us, it was supposed to be like a real chill night, like no one had even thought about alcohol because no one had ever drunk before, it wasn't like that. My crowd wasn't like that kind of crowd. So anyway, we were like walking down, hanging out at the waterfront for a little bit, just chilling, and then this guy that we knew, same age as us, he lived really close, he said, hey, well, the fireworks are going to take a little while, so why don't you come to mine and we'll just chill, like we'll just hang out. So we all went, we ended up at his house, just chilling in his bedroom, and he had half a bottle of rum that somebody had left at his house. And he said, does anybody want it? And my mum has always been the kind of mum who let me have like a casual cider, which I think is a good way to go, but I had never properly drunk before, never been drunk before, and never had spirits before, which is the main part of the story. So me and my friend decided that we would half a bottle of rum. So I looked, like sensible of me, I looked at the label and I saw it said 37% on it. Please don't prematurely judge me. And I said, it's not even 100%, it's not even that much. I know. Anyway, so I thought it wasn't a lot. Me and my friend split this half a bottle of rum, and as I was drinking it, it was burning me as spirits do. My eyes were watering all over the place, but I kept on drinking, it kept on going. I thought that was completely normal because I'd never had rum or anything like that. So I wasn't feeling anything, just chilling, like just having a laugh, and then we decided to walk back down to see the fireworks. At this point I was completely fine because the alcohol hadn't like hit yet. So me and my friend, we were walking down and then started to feel really weird, like so bizarre. We were just like laughing, we were falling all over the place as you do, and all my friends thought that we were joking, like they thought that we were like putting on a show and like pretending we were more drunk than we were, because no one in the group had ever been drunk before, so no one knew how to deal with it or what it looked like. So I'm not gonna lie, this is where my memory of the night starts to get a little bit blurry. 4 years past this night, I still don't remember so much of it, but here is what I do remember. So what I should say is I had the biggest crush on someone I've ever had in my entire life. It was like an embarrassing crush. I was like obsessed with him. I would think about him all the time. I like had created this romance that we had in our head even though there was nothing there. So I had the biggest crush on him, just whatever. I'm going to call him Ronald because I know him and I don't want to put his name out there, but everyone that I know knows who this is. So we were walking down and he wasn't there, like he hadn't come, and he texted me and said like I maybe come but I'm not sure. So I got on my phone as you do and I started texting him. I was like, where are you? I want to hang out with you. I want to kiss you at midnight. This is someone that I had a crush on from afar. Like I didn't really talk to them, they didn't really talk to me. It was one of those things. So I think he thought this was probably quite strange. So this crush, this embarrassing crush, was my main talking point for the entire night. Anyone that talked to me, I would tell them like, oh, I love you so much, I love him, I want to kiss my magnet, why isn't he here? I was crying at this point. I would go back and I was just telling everyone, telling people I didn't know. I remember them trying to prompt information out of me, and I was not hard to prompt out. I was telling them all about my feelings for him, how I thought about him all the time, yada yada yada, seedy as hell. And so at this point, my friend, my beautiful, beautiful best friend, started to like try and drag me and my equally drunk friend away because we were just embarrassing ourselves. It was like just a mess. So as she was trying to lead us away, another guy that we knew who was very, very nice, he was a good friend of mine, we'll call him James. James came and asked if we were okay. He was so, so, so nice. So then as we left, I decided to scream at him for the duration of the road we were walking down. You're so much nicer than Ronald. If only I had feelings for you and not Ronald. Oh, we could be together, James. We could be. And I know. So you may be thinking this is the worst that it can get. You've embarrassed yourself. You told everyone about your crash. You drunk all over the place. And now it's time to go home, get into bed. If only that were the case. My mum had to come and pick us up. My mum had to come and see me like that, screaming out of the car, James, you're so much nicer than Ronald. So we get to the car, my nice, sober best friend explains the situation to my mum. She's almost in tears because it's so stressful for her. And you know what, as a side note about friends who are like, about the sober mum of the night, drunk people, please be considerate to the mum of the night, because it is not fun. I've become, okay, you're gonna find this hard to believe from the story, but I have become the party mum. And let me just tell you, drunk people, it is not fun cleaning up your vomit. It is not fun holding your hair back over the toilet while you cry and throw up your memories. It is not fun putting your shirt in the washing machine because you vomited all down it. No, not fun. And it's definitely not fun when you forget that we were the ones that were helping you. So as an ex-irresponsible person and now party mum, be nice to them because they're the ones who stop you from dying. We drove about 2 minutes down the road. I had to get out to vomit, vomiting everywhere. It was just like a mess. My mum got out, she was helping me. My sister was there as well, so she was helping. And at this point, my stepdad decided that it was a good idea to drive away. Just leave us on the side of the road. So I wouldn't call it A-grade parenting, but we are stuck on the side of the road with my mum. I don't remember this part. This is purely from my mum's memory. Finally, stepdad comes back. We get in the car. So finally got home, managed to get into bed. I think I vomited a couple more times. My mum looked after me and then fell asleep, whatever. Woke up in the morning. Not only was it the worst hangover I've ever had to this day, as you can imagine, but it was the worst I've felt about myself. Like, was so embarrassed. I could not believe what had happened. I was like, everybody knew about my crash. Everyone knew that I was just like a mess. My mom knew, my stepdad knew. I was so stressed out, and like my sister was outside. Anyway, so I got up, I went upstairs, crept upstairs to see what the damage was, and I literally saw my stepdad, made eye contact with him, and he looked at me and said, "Get back downstairs." And I ran downstairs, I burst into tears. I was like, I'm never coming out of my room again. I felt awful, it was terrible. Then eventually, like, my mum came down and she looked after me and she said that it was all okay. But I will say, parents whose children get too drunk, you have to look after them, they're vomiting, any of that. I know that you must be really worried. That's the main thing that my mum said. She was just really, really worried about me, and I understand that. But I promise you, no one is going to be able to punish your child more than they have already punished themselves. Like, I felt so terrible for everyone involved. I felt so bad for my best friend. She was so upset that she was looking after me and she didn't understand what was happening. I felt so awful for my mum because she was so worried. I felt so embarrassed for myself that everyone had found out about my crash and seen me just be a mess. So please, parents, it's best to just cut your children some slack because they are not going to be doing that again anytime anytime soon. I could not even smell like perfume for years because it reminded me of the realm. So I think that the final little tidbit about that story. So I think you may be asking yourself, what happened with Ronald? Did he ever speak to you again? Was he scared of you? Did he make fun of you? Go forward about 3 years later. I had assumed that everybody would have told him and he was just nice enough not to say anything because he'd never talked to me about it, but I was like, obviously someone would have told him. We were sitting around in my group, everybody was just like having a laugh, whatever, and somebody brought up that night and just was like, oh, you know, do you remember when you were just a mess and you were vomiting through? And I was like, oh yeah, classic, ha 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 ha. And the guy, Ronald, just turned to me and was like, what? What are you talking about? What happened? What? He didn't know. I have never loved my friends more than in that moment where I realized that no one had mentioned to him what happened. But I took it upon myself. I told him what happened. I told him how embarrassing it was. Like, I was over him. It was fine. I was fine to laugh at myself whenever we both had a chuckle about it. But what I will say, some love life advice from Rosie Hay. That boy is now my long-term boyfriend. We've been together for 2 years. So if you're interested in someone, make a mess of yourself, tell everyone you're in love with them, get too drunk, vomit everywhere. 3 years later, I promise you, you will have them. Thank you for listening to me embarrass myself to an even wider audience of people. I will be posting videos weekly from this point on. Please like, comment, and subscribe. That would be amazing. Thank you so much. Love you guys. Bye!